as you peruse the first few pages of this extraordinary book. It's loaded with third-party endorsements, aka testimonials, aka proof. Tony Rubleski not only writes books about advertising and direct connection that works, he practices all the elements of it in his everyday business life. Hell, he got me to write a foreword and a testimonial. Whose mind are you seeking to attract? Whose mind are you seeking to influence? Whose mind are you seeking to persuade? And whose mind are you seeking to capture? The essence of advertising is becoming known in your marketplace by building the brand recognition of your good name, offering a value message that's attractive, creating some sense of urgency towards buying your name or buying your product, and getting the customer to remember you, even if they don't need you right now, so that they will purchase from you when their time of need arises. That is full-out capture. Part of that process is repetition of message. My friend, the great Richard Brody, wrote about that in his brilliant book about the science of memetics, messages repeated until you remember them. The book's called Virus of the Mind. Tony is also aware that the world is changing from direct mail to direct email and shows you where the perfect balance lies. His messages and ideas are easily transferable and transferred through any medium. Tony studied and learned at the feet of yesterday's masters and has adapted their wisdom to today's opportunities and tells you how to take advantage of them. Everyone is seeking to get their message read, and everyone is wrong. Getting your message read without anyone taking action is an empty process and an expensive proposition. The key to attraction and capture is not just reading. It's reading, remembering, impacting, and being compelled to take action. That's what this book is about. And that's what Tony Rubleski is about. When someone shares their wealth of experience in a practical and pragmatic way, you, the reader, have a huge opportunity to capture it and make it your own. In a world of information bombardment, in a world of high-speed connectivity and change, in a world of volatility and vulnerability, in a world of instant everything, you have the consistent challenge to stand out and be outstanding. This book will show you how. Mind capture is not meant to be read. It's meant to be studied and implemented. If you can capture their mind, you can capture their wallet. Capture this book, and both will be yours. I'm Jeffrey Gitomer, author of The Sales Bible and The Little Red Book of Selling.
It's 7:45 p.m. in Los Angeles, and I'm sitting in LAX eating a burger and thinking about my phone call with the mind capture man himself, Tony Rubleski. Yep, it's true. Tony just told me he was putting the finishing touches on his next book in the mind capture series. I asked him if I could write the foreword to his second book, and the answer was a gentle no. I began to think to myself, Jeffrey Gitomer is going to do his foreword? Whatever. So Jeffrey's a big-time author and guru. Hooray for him. I think you need to read the opinion of a high-level sales executive slugging it out in the real world in a competitive industry that Tony used to be part of for 9 years. So I'm going to type up a few comments. Drop him an email and see what he thinks. Maybe he'll use them, maybe he won't. You see, I felt compelled to share some very personal details about Tony. Details that will give you an even deeper insight on why you need to read every word he writes in this book. First, you got to know something remarkable about Tony. Unlike many men and women in this crowded world of advice giving who declare to know it all for the purpose of enhancing their ego and their own personal brand, Tony remains true to who he is. A very smart yet humble guy from Spring Lake, Michigan, who's passionate about his faith, his family, and helping to enhance your business, your income, and your life. Besides being one of the smartest and most successful marketers I know, Tony's also someone who truly understands the value of honesty and integrity. Tony does not want to dazzle you or overwhelm you with complicated theory. He does not want you to stand in your chair and clap your hands and declare he's a marketing genius. He doesn't even want a standing ovation. Tony wants you to do one thing. He wants you to get in serious buckle-down mode and create powerful, kick-ass marketing that allows you to outshine and outsell your competitors. He wants you to capture the minds and wallets of your prospects. He's not a bad guy.